Hello guys, welcome back to another Gunpla re-review. I am Spicy Bill and today we're gonna be talking about the Gelgoogs from the high-grade Universal Century line. So here we have three versions of the Gelgoog. Obviously we got the high-grade Universal Century HGUC 144 scale. Gelgoog Marine, we got the high-grade Universal Century HGUC 144 scale Galgo Cannon. And we got the premium Bandai, Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog. So we're gonna start out with this guy right here. Little back story about the Gelgoogs. Basically, the Gelgoogs are Zeon's answer to the Gundams. Obviously, they were made to compete against the Gundam suits from the Federation, and yeah, these guys have the performance and the capability to take down Gundams. So. Yeah, I guess if Xeon would have focused, a lot of their R&D into building more and more Gelgoogs, it's possible they could have won the 1 year war. But anyway, unfortunately, yeah, they just spend too much of their R&D doing like weird stuff, like making ridiculous suits like the Gok. The Gok, the Zoc, and all those like very weird amphibious and mobile suits. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this kit right here. This is the first Gelgoog in the high-grade Universal Century line, based on the appearance from, I believe, Stardust Memory, 0083 Stardust Memory, and these are the grunts. These were used by the I believe the Dallas fleet, and yeah, these guys are just basically the grunt suits, the Gelgoog Marines. They're made for space combat, so they got fuel tanks and they got thrusters. They got the machine gun, and then they got the shield for, I guess, melee purposes. This is also the first one I actually painted. I painted a lot of these using metallic gunmetal, and I think it looks pretty good. It's still holding up pretty nice. Yeah, it's a very interesting kit. There's also a customized version used by Seema Garahu. Her Gelgoog Marine has improved. It's got like the shield, this shield right here, and she's got more thrusters on the back, or more fuel tanks, I think. And then she's got the beam Gatling gun. Yeah. So anyway, this is a very dated kit. This is, I think, I forgot what number, but it came out in the early 2000s. So it has a very dated articulation. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the articulation real quick. So obviously the feet is on the hinge right here, like so. And it's a ball joint. So let's see. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's a ball joint attached to a peg. Okay, yeah, there's no hinge at all. It's just a ball joint that goes into the peg, and it's coming apart already. You can see right here the knee is a polycap that attached to this section right here, like that. So that's a very cheap design. I love ripping on polycaps. Basically, polycaps are just like a cheap way to get articulation. So anyway, we got whatever you call this. This is supposed to be a double jointed knee because there's an articulation point right here, and then there's also another pivot right here. So technically it's double jointed, but look terrible. Anyway, in here, in the hips, we have the ball joint to the polycap, so you can rotate that. No skirt articulation whatsoever. We have I think this is a ball joint. Actually, no, it's a peg to a polycap, so that's not very good. So we have that. No ab crunch whatsoever, and this thing is also very terrible because it's just a polycap that attached to the hard plastic connector. That's not very good. And this shoulder function. The shoulder here is a straight peg. So it's a straight peg to the polycap right here. The one interesting part is that the shoulder armor is sandwiched between the shoulder and these, I guess, the body. So I think that's actually not too bad. The arm can actually almost go perpendicular. The shoulder armor does hinder the articulation. We do have a bicep swivel, so that's very nice. We got the same system here, a peg that goes into this part just like the knee, and then we have the I guess, yeah, we got the 1 point articulation right there, 90 degrees, and obviously the hands on the ball joint. And we have a connection point right here on either side of the arm for, if you want to attach a shield on the other arm. And then we got the machine gun. I actually broke the trigger finger on this kit, so that's, yeah. I do not recommend getting the Gelgoog Marine. This kit is super dated. I wish they would, do an update version of the Gelgoog Marine. Technically, the Gelgoog Marine came after the Gelgoogs because these are supposed to be modified versions of the Gelgoog that they use after Zeon lost the 1-year war. But the Daedalus fleet refused to acknowledge the defeat, so they continue fighting the Federation under, under whatever it is. I think they just call themselves the Zeon's Daedalus fleet. Yeah, anyway, but whatever. And then they're not like Neo Zeon or anything. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, but it's very dated. You do have to do quite a bit of painting just to get this kit to look presentable. But yeah, it's a good project kit. Definitely not a kit that you want to get to just do a straight build. It's going to be very, very disappointing. But, it still looks okay. Yeah, it looks okay if you put in some work. Next up, we're going to talk about the Galgo Cannon. Obviously, the Galgo Cannon and Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog and Shar's Gelgoog is pretty much the same kit. The Galgo Cannon does have new unique parts. Basically, what you get with the Galgo Cannon is you get this new backpack here. This is unique to the Galgo Cannon. So you got a backpack. Actually, you know what? This backpack is very similar, kind of similar to Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog. Take a look at that. I see some similarity right there. Although, yeah, it's technically not the same backpack. You can see that it's not the same. But you got thruster here, thruster function here, and then we got the cannon function right here. Okay, well, this kit shares like a lot of similarity with that kit. Basically, it come with all the accessory that you, most of the accessory from this kit, minus that bazooka and that backpack. So yeah, it comes with the second head to look more like the standard Gelgoog. This head is specific to the Galgo Cannon. So now you can really see the Zaku Cannon design from this headpiece. Yeah, and seems to like to fall apart on me. So I'm probably gonna have to glue this piece in here. It's very annoying, to be honest with you. Okay, so yeah, we also have a new armor for the forearm right here. We got this new piece of armor, and we also got this new cannon right here, specifically designed for the Galgo Cannon. And the backpack just plugs in right here like that, and you can articulate the cannon section. If you're seeing the review from the Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog, you know about I talk about the articulation, but we'll just go over the articulation real quick. So yeah, being a kit that was released in the mid-2000s, this kit has a much better articulation than the Gelgoog Marine. So right here we have a hinge. Okay, we have a hinge that can move forward just a little bit. Somehow it does clash with the armor and trying to get this part to pop out, so you want to be careful with that. Obviously we got a ball joint for the feet, so you can move that back and forth. Right there, you also got thrusters inside the feet right there that also move with the hinge system. And we have double jointed knee, which is somewhat better than the Gelgoog Marine. This time they're using polycap differently for this leg, so also we got extra detail right there for the knee armor. So that's the inner frame joint. So So that's good. Again, they did not switch over to the new technology until 2010 with these hip joints, so no fly cut, just the ball joint to the polycap. However, we do have side skirt articulation this time with this kit versus the Gelgoog Marine. So yeah, you can get the leg to kick forward, and then you can get the leg to move to the side a little bit more. This kit has no articulation for the hips whatsoever, so that's very disappointing. We do have the waist articulation right here. Once again, it's just another peg that goes into the polycap. No ab crunch. Well, actually, you do have ab crunch. My bad. Yeah, so it's multi-segmented chest section, so you can move the. That's actually pretty cool. And the cockpit area, this little door thing is a separate piece, but it doesn't open up or anything. And this time we have the butterfly joint right here. So that's good. This one doesn't even have that. And then the shoulder armor is a separate part, kind of like the real grade kits. So yeah, the shoulder armor can go up and the arm can go perpendicular. Great improvement. And we also got the bicep swivel, and unfortunately only single joint elbows. And we have the ball joint for the hand. Obviously the head is on the ball joint. Go ahead and try to get this thing off so I can show you. It's like a reverse ball joint. The ball joint goes into this socket in the chest. So, and also you can adjust the monolite, but I don't recommend it. Just gonna leave it as is. Alright, and all the decals you see here are water slide decals. So that's pretty cool. This one right here is a sticker, the rest are water slide decals. And that's it. That is the Gelgoog Marine. It's a very nice kit. I definitely recommend this one. You can get this kit for like around $18 US, so that's a very good value. Yeah. This is definitely the one to get because you can build either the Gelgoog or the Gelgoog Marine. So that's very nice. And then obviously we got Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog, which is basically based on the Shar's Gelgoog and the Gelgoog Marine with the extra parts. So I think you guys seen the review for this kit already, but let's go ahead and just take a look at this guy. Premium Bandai kit, expect to pay about $40 in North America. If you're living in Japan, you can get this kit for $18, and that's definitely a good deal. You're getting the bazooka, you're getting the new backpack, and then you're getting these terrible stickers. Yeah, it's only been what, like a month or something since I built this kit, but you can see the stickers on this. These stickers are not gonna last. So anyway, that is pretty much it for the Gelgoogs. I know I skip out on the DOMs, but as soon as I can get assemble my DOMs, I'll do the review on the DOMs, or re-review on the DOMs, yeah. Because the DOMs actually came before the Gelgoogs. And yeah, basically the DOM was starting to, change the tide of battle. And then once Xeon switched over to the Gelgoog, they seem to be on par with the Federation. But unfortunately, the people who's the Zabi family who's running the Xeon military were like just really terrible people. So that's what happened. And that's pretty much that. Thanks for watching.